Well. Hello there. It's Karen from Salt and Sand Studios. It's great to have you here. Let me just adjust my equipment a little bit so there's less of it and more of my mat. Let's see. That's pretty far away. All right, let's get moving today. I was thinking about Martin Luther King for obvious reasons. At least I hope they're obvious if you're in the US, at least. And the notion of inspiration. MLK inspired people to action by acting himself, by sharing his dream, by galvanizing people. And the origin of inspire is from the Latin inspirare, which is to breathe into. Kind of interesting how close that is linked to yoga. So today we are spending the time, we'll do a few breath exercises, pranayama, to get the feel of breathing into something. We will organize some of our thoughts and sensations, let's call it, around what inspires us. And we will do some slow, refined movement, which is super focused on the breath. So we'll spend more time thinking about where the breath happens and how it happens. Inspirare, to breathe into, it's kind of cool because you breathe into your body. You also breathe into your thoughts. You breathe into your intentions and your momentum. So we will begin with a standard letting go breath, cleansing breath. So we'll breathe in nice and deeply. Release out the mouth. 2 more of those. We'll move into balanced breath. We breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold all to the count of 4. Then we'll move to 6. Then we'll move to 8. So 4. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. For 6. In. Hold. Exhale. Hold. To 8. Inhale. Retain. Breathe out. And hold. Nice big deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Our third and final pranayama practice this morning or today, depending on whether you're with me live stream or watching the video, is the breath of victory, Ujjayi breath. This is one of my favorites for preparing for presentations or confrontations or difficult discussions, but is also a favorite in the winter because it helps you to warm up. So it's a very slight constriction at the back of your throat with this sound almost like a wave washing onto the shore and then peeling back into the rest of the ocean or lake or sea, whatever it might be. So a little constriction of your throat, breathing in and out. In and out. 5 more. And a natural breath. Bring to mind something or some things that inspire you. It might be people, it might be a poem or a quote, color, music, art. Maybe something you've done recently inspires you. Bring that to mind and then place the right hand on your heart and stack the left hand atop it. And choosing from the 3 varieties of breath we put forth today, allow yourself to consider that breathing into these things that inspire enable you to realize that you would like to create. This is a practice that enables you to focus on what you aspire to manifest, using the breath, using intention, using consideration. Drop your hands by your sides, fingertips are on the ground, chin drops to the chest. We slowly lift the chin and drop the head back. And begin circles with the neck. We'll do 3 slow circles in one direction. And 3 slow circles in the other. Next time the chin drops to the chest, bring it parallel to the earth and take a look over your right shoulder. Reach the left arm nice and high. Get really tall. Send your sitting bones into your cushion or your mat or towel as if they're Velcroed there. And we're going to slowly tilt over to the right and then turn the head and neck, if it feels okay, upward toward your arm. If you like, you can scoot your right hand outward and maybe even draw the forearm down, but don't lift up the left sitting bone from the earth. Oh, feels so good. Opening up the rib cage, breathing into the body, breathing into that which inspires us. We rise up, arms overhead, press the palms together. Take a look up at your thumbs and draw your hands to your heart. I don't think I'm sitting crooked. I actually think it's my camera, but we'll see. I'm not encouraging you to lean over, but maybe lean into the breath, into that which you would like to manifest. All right. I'm going to drop the hands, sweep them up out from your shoulders, and slowly turn the shoulders so the hands face up and then back. Feel the tendons, feel the shoulder muscles, feel the joints. We're going to face the palms backward, and we're going to roll forward like we're wrapping ourselves in a cape. The backs of the hands come together. We really round the spine, and then we come back, arms out, palms up. Rotate the palms backward again, and take that, scooping the belly in, the rib cage toward the hips, loosen the knees, come back out, palms face up, palms face back. Last one, back person, really wrapping the cape around us, squeezing the belly in, rounding, opening up between the shoulder blades, beautiful. Arms out, we reach them up once again, and this time we bring into a cactus shape. The cactus shape is like we mean it. We are super sturdy in the arms. The fingers are wide. And from our cactus shape, we'll bring the hands behind the head, interlacing the fingers. The hands don't touch the head. But see if you can lift your chin, draw the belly in, and the tailbone forward. Now we're not going to move the head, but we're going to bring the hands over toward the right shoulder. At least we're going to attempt not to move the head. Really reach, making this beautiful line from elbow to elbow. And take that to the other side, through the back of the head and opposite side. Chest should be lifting, belly should be in. Nice. We'll drop the left hand and reach the right up. Get really tall and take a tilt over to the left. Again, you may feel free to reach the left hand out or glide onto your forearm, taking a gaze upward, opening the rib cage. Beautiful. This time we'll rise up. We'll bring the hands behind us. The fingers point toward the body. And extend the front of the body. Tilt the pelvis forward. Lift the heart. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Drop your head. Inspirare, breathing into, aids in nurturing the body as well. Bringing the air into the body for the body to process and fill the bloodstream with oxygen. Take the soles of the feet together now. Baddha Konasana. We're going to sit up nice and tall to start with. Then we're going to take a twist over to the right. Right hand is behind you. Left hand is on your knee or thigh, or maybe even on your shoulder, so you can kind of press that shoulder back and down. Each breath in makes you taller. Each breath out allows you to twist further. We'll come around to the other side. Now we'll take that back bend again with the feet as they are. So the fingers point toward your bottom. Tilt your pelvis forward. Shift the torso nice and long. Lift the heart, draw the shoulder blades together, drop the head back. Nice. Draw the belly and sit up straight. I was talking about the fact that we're focusing on breath, and I meant to remind that for the most part, if you are opening up, you're breathing in. If you're closing inward, coming into the medial, I forget what it's called, you're breathing out. The exception is for those with low back issues. If you are doing half lifts from standing or lifting all the way up from standing or even seated, if your legs are long and you're folding, you breathe out to protect your low back. So where are we now? Let's take the feet a little wider. Hands can come beside or behind you. Knees knocked together. And we take a little torso twist. Drawing the knees left and right as slowly or quickly as feels good for you. But remember, the slower you go, the more the body gets out of it. Let the legs extend and take the right ankle above the left knee. You might have a little bend in the left knee. We're sitting up straight. We're pressing. It's sort of like a seated folding figure four. So we're seated. We're leaning the heart, reaching the heart forward toward the toes, all the while encouraging that right knee to move down and out. Rise back up. Ensure that you're taking 3 to 5 breaths in each posture and pausing to notice the breath. We're taking this to the other side. And we'll move into most people's favorite, child's pose. So I will disperse of my props. We are coming face down onto the mat, knees nice and wide, big toes touch. Arms, if they can, are in front of you. Head rests on something, so if it's resisting meeting the mat and allowing the sitting bones to remain relatively close to your heels, you can place a prop under your head. It can just be a pillow or a rolled up blanket. Now, inspirare, we breathe into the spine and the low back. Almost an inspiration for the body to relax and lengthen. Palms draw together in your child's pose, the thumbs point upward. Head returns to the mat. Elbows bend so the fingers come behind the nape of the neck or maybe between the shoulder blades. And then one at a time, we walk them forward without shifting the hips upward as far as we can, and then settle back in and breathe. Where is the air going? Where are you guiding it? What are you breathing into? Hands draw to the mat. We walk them backward. Bring the knees together, maybe not all the way together. And remain on the soles of the feet the tops of the feet as we lift upward into kneeling. I'm going to take the hands to the low back and press the flesh down. And we're simply going to lean backward. This is not a back bend necessarily. This is about opening up the quads and strengthening the thighs. 3, 2, 1, lift up. Breathe into it. And come back straight, almost like a push-up, a pushback. 3, 2, 1, rise up. You might feel your glutes activating. And one more time, lean back. 3, 2, and 1 into a tabletop. We're going to take this stretch a little further. We'll start by reaching the left leg along behind us, bending that knee. Foot is as if it's flat on the ceiling. And if you like, you can reach around with your hand to take a hold of the foot or ankle for your quad stretch. Or you can just keep that knee bent and slowly pump the leg up and down. It's hard to see, but that's how I'm taking it at this moment. Lengthen that leg, draw the knee toward the nose, really round the spine. Inhale, stretch out, take a look over the right shoulder and sweep the left leg above the right calf. The foot drops down to the earth, way far away from your mat. You're on the shoelace side of the foot, gliding the front of the left hip to the right heel. This is not a pigeon. You might need to move your hands back. This is a glute opener though. And if you're not feeling an opening in the glutes, you're going to scoot that left foot farther away from you and maybe tuck the toes under, shifting the knee up off the ground. Inspirare. Breathe into the posture, finding its fullest inspiration for the body, for the mind, for your preparation when things get tough off your mat. We're going to crawl the arms forward, remain on the forearms, lift that leg, draw the knee toward the tricep on the same side, round your spine, extend back, and we come into a tabletop on our forearms. Here we'll take some cats and cows. Per our earlier discussion, you breathe in on the cow shape, lifting the hips, the heart, the shoulders, and the head. You breathe out on the cat, rounding the spine, scooping the belly in, looking at your navel. A neutral spine. Hands return to the mat under your shoulders. Right leg floats behind. We bend the knee and either reach around with the left hand to grab a hold of the foot, the pant leg, whatever, for your quad stretch, or simply pump that leg up and down with the foot like you're touching the clouds. Knee to nose. Inhale, extend. A peek over the left shoulder so the right leg can sweep above that left calf, way outside the mat, shoelace side of the foot, front of the right hip toward the left heel as far as you can get it. If the glutes on the left side are not all activated, the big one, the medium one, and the little one, I know it's hard to tell them apart when you're wearing them. Tuck your right toes under, blow your knee off the mat, and reach that heel away from you. We're going to come back into our forearm tabletop, but that right leg will be lifted to start with. Knee draws to the right tricep, might not touch it. We extend the knee down to the mat, cats and cows once again. A neutral spine will extend one leg at a time to bring the bony hips to the mat, the elbows under the shoulders to find our way into a little sphinx back bend. If you have low back issues, spread your feet wider. That helps take some of the tension out, but also bony hips to the mat, navel lifts. Kind of hard to do. Imagine that the palms and the pads of the fingers are drawing the mat backward. And we breathe here for 5. We're going to now work on the pecs, but we'll take a little soft relaxation first. So the arms stay in cactus, but they come their shoulder height and they come outside your mat. First, forehead to the mat. Legs can come a little closer together. They don't have to be a single tree trunk, but close to that. Bring your left ear to the mat. Big breath in and a full breath out. Let's get that neck relaxed. Reaching the shoulder blades more toward the toes than the top of the head. Inspirare. Breathe into. Manifest this pose, this shape in the way that suits your body. Lift the head, turn the right ear to the mat. If you have relatively open pectoral muscles, shoulder, and chest, you can take your right arm and put it straight to the right. If you have tighter pecs, you can bring the right arm still outside the mat, but long toward the front. But you might just try everything in your cactus shape first. Left hand just under your shoulder or outside your chest on the left side. Press away from the mat, roll onto your right side. Head might stay down or not. The left leg might be lifted or the knee bent and the foot to the ground behind your right calf. I'm not that open today, so I can't reach the ground, so I'm going to lift my left leg up. You should feel this in your pectoral muscles primarily. And we're going to roll back, front body to the mat, cactus shape arms, left ear to the mat. Left hand under your shoulder or outside your chest. Press the floor away with that hand. Roll onto your left side. Beautiful. Roll back to the belly. Come to your tabletop. I gotta hike my pants up a little bit. Walk your hands forward just a couple of inches. Tuck your toes, a downward facing dog. Reminding yourself that if this is too much for you, if you have wrist problems, for example, or if you're out of breath, you can always come to tabletop. Pedal the feet out, rise up to the toes, bend the knees, come back to down dog. We're going to make our way to the front of the mat, but we're going to do it on our tiptoes. So rise up to the tiptoes, look past your hands, and tippy toe to your wrists to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Take a bind. Maybe ragdoll, elbows cupping. Sorry, the hands cupping the elbows. I guess you could cup the hands and the elbows. Take a little sway. Nod your head. Shake your head. Release the hands to the mat. Halfway lift. Stay here for a few breaths. The belly is in. Sitting bones back. Shoulders toward the hips. The crown of the head reaches forward on an exhale, forward fold. Now remember, if you have a bad or painful low back, or you need to extra protect it, you're going to keep your knees bent and breathe out. Rolling up to stand. Mountain pose. Arms float up overhead. Exhale, Samasthihi, hands to your heart. Notice the breath and how it works. The inhaling as you draw the arms up and open the heart. The exhale as the body closes in on itself a little bit. Drop the hands, inhale, arms overhead. As you breathe out and exhale, fold over your legs. Your halfway lift, maybe a breath in or a breath out. Really strong here. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to step the left foot way to the back of the mat. Runner's lunge. Find your balance here. We're going to tap the back knee and then power that leg back up again. Draw the belly energy away from your thigh. Tap the back knee. Lift it back up again. Tap the back knee and lift it back up. Left hand down, right arm floats high, or maybe the heel of that hand draws to your low back. Power up that back leg. Press the big toe mound of the right foot into the mat, the front foot. Inspiring the body using the breath. We haven't done Parsvottanasana in a while, pyramid pose. So drop your right hand, hop your back foot halfway up the mat. Imagine your right thigh is spinning outward, away from the center, and fold. Look to your mat, walk your hands forward a little bit, maybe on your fingertips, energy into your right foot and the left leg floats. It does not have to float very high. If you like a half moon, you may take it here, even if it's only a half moon. Draw your knee to your nose and bring your foot to the mat. Find your way into a chair pose, Utkatasana. Arms can draw overhead to start. Rise up to the tippy toes. Tippy, tippy, tippy. Tippy canoe and Tyler too. And the heels down to the mat. We're going to draw the hands behind us. Lengthen the arms, open up the chest, and take a fold over our legs. Hands drop, halfway lift. Maybe a little smile to your face allows the inspiration to spread. And a forward fold. Right foot way to the back of the mat. Take your time setting up your runner's lunge. You really want that back leg powered up. So draw the kneecap toward your quad. Shoulders away from the ears. Tap your back knee to the ground. Activate that leg straight. Again, knee taps. Leg lengthens and powers up. Knee taps. Extend. And your twist. Left hand down, Parsvottanasana, the back foot hops up a little. I usually bring it out as well toward the edge of the mat. Make sure the left thigh is spinning away from you for your fold. Away from you, meaning out toward the left. Nod your head, shake your head, open and close your jaw, waggle your eyebrows. Hands crawl forward, closer to the top of the mat, so you can bring your weight into your left foot and float your right leg. Doesn't matter how high. And move into a half moon or a partial half moon if you haven't, opening up your hips. Hips square up, knee to nose, foot drops, chair pose. We're going to try some of what we did at the beginning. Bring the arms straight in front. Remember we did that sort of bat person cape thing? We're going to kind of do the same thing here. So you're going to draw the belly in and the pelvis forward. Scoot the rib cage toward the hips and breathe, reaching with the knees and the arms. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rise up and a forward fold. Half lift. And your vinyasa, forward fold, step back, high plank. Maybe knees drop for your low plank. We move into a back bend, nose, chin, chest to the ground. And then up, followed by your downward dog. 3 beautiful breaths in down dog. Make your way back to the front of your mat. Hop, skip, walk, jump, crawl, dance. Rise up to stand. Arms float over your head. We interlace the fingers once again and bring the hands behind the head. Press the hands behind the head and then separate them so your elbows are a little bit farther apart. We're going to take a little tilt to the right. And up, a tilt to the left. And up, arms overhead, forward, fold. Left foot steps to the back of the mat. Warrior one, rise up, bent front knee. Arms overhead, fully balanced foot to foot. Eagle arms, right elbow underneath the left, one wrap or two. And we humble this warrior. To move into an extended side angle, bring both hands inside your right foot. Bring your left foot a little more parallel to the back of your mat. And then peel the left arm open. Make a little more distance front to back of the feet. Rise up for warrior two. Adjust if need be. And reverse it. Hands will windmill down to frame your front foot. We step back, high plank, maybe with the right leg lifted. We shift forward, low plank. Foot drops, come into the back bend. And into downward facing dog. And that sequence, wow, I got some breath going on, so I'm definitely breathing into. Once again, make your way to the front of the mat. This time a halfway lift. Forward fold, right foot shifts way to the back of the mat, rise up, warrior one. Wow, looks like I'm really the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Gotta fix that camera. Cactus arms into eagle arms, the left elbow under the right. Elbows lift. Draw that belly in and up, humble your warrior. Keep that front knee nice and bent. Power up the back leg. Both hands to the mat inside your left foot. Bring your back foot a little more parallel to the back of the mat. And open up, extended side angle. Single pane of glass. Warrior two. Nice juicy bend in your front knee. Reverse this warrior. Hands windmill back. Frame your foot. High plank with your left foot lifted. Heart forward, low plank. Drop your foot, back bend. And we're going to go into child's pose. Coming back to the mat. For some more back bends and hip openers. The things you need in the cold. And spread your belly, your front body all along into the mat. Forehead to the mat. Hands by your sides. Palms face down. Feet might come a little wider. And see if you can crawl your hands closer to your feet. Left ear to the mat. Breathe in and out. Loosen the shoulders. Right ear to the mat. Breathe in and out. Forehead to the mat. We're taking a phased approach to locust. So we're going to keep our hands and feet on the mat for the first version. So on an inhale, the forehead, nose, chin, chest, shoulders lift away. And we breathe for 3. Press the hip bones into the mat, 2. And 1 all the way down. The next one, we'll add the arms, but keep the feet pressed to the earth. As you breathe in, forehead, chin, chest come off the mat. Arms lift away, shoulder blades squeeze together. Feet stay where they are. 3, 2, and 1 all the way to the mat. Full breath in and out. Final version, we add the feet and the legs in. So on an inhale, forehead, nose, chin, collarbones, chest, hands, lift the legs, kneecaps drawing toward the quads, and in your breath, you might find yourself rocking a little bit. Beautiful. Full body stretch. Maybe you think of it as your super person stretch. Arms in front, legs can come down. Reach with the hands and the feet. Nice. Hands come under your shoulders. We'll draw into, what shall we do? We'll draw into sitting on our heels. If you need something behind your knees to do that comfortably or under your knees, feel free. We're going to move into first some helicopter movement. So arms, maybe you can slap parts of your body. Of course, if you are under treatment for anything where your lymph nodes might be off limits, do not slap them. And pause. We'll take a gentle twist over to the right. Actually, let's cup our right hip with our hands and drop the chin. Come around to center, interlace your fingers, turn left, cup the left hip with your hands, drop your chin. Nice little twist after the back bend. Come to your tabletop. You might need your hands for this one. You're going to take your right foot and bring it behind your left hand so your leg is as parallel to the front of the mat, your shin, as possible. You're going to tuck your left toes under and start to scoot your knee backward, moving into pigeon. You're welcome to take a back bend first, a king pigeon if you have it. You're also welcome to take a prop underneath your right hip. A few extra breaths here. Hands under your shoulders, rise up, lean into that right hip or sitting bones, twist so the left leg comes around to the front. This one's a little awkward. Find your way back up. So your left shin is as parallel to the front of the mat as possible. And the right toes allow that right knee to scoot back so the leg is as long out of the hip as possible. Finding your way into your pigeon. Lean onto the left hip. Swing the right leg around. We're going to move into a posture that we started with. Baddha Konasana. If you like, you may peel the feet open like a book and roll into a fold. Or you're welcome to bring the hands behind you and take one more lengthening of the torso and a little back bend. For a little extra time in Shavasana today, everyone is going to lift up, bring the hands behind them with the fingers pointing to the bottom. And then one at a time, come onto your forearms, your elbows. Open up the heart, tilt the pelvis up, drop the head back. And then one at a time, release the arms, coming all the way to the ground with your knees dropping out. If you feel super vulnerable, a hand on the belly and a hand on the heart can work. If you're feeling very receptive, you might bring the arms in a cactus or out left and right or overhead. Inspirare. To breathe into. Breathing into intention, breathing into a posture, allowing yourself the openness to manifest that which you desire to create or aspire to create. If you like, you can hug your knees into your chest, take a happy baby, rock left and right, or otherwise find your way into whatever final position you will take for Shavasana. If you take a pre-pose, 3 to 5 breaths, and then meet the rest of the group in Shavasana, which is kind of hard to tell because you're all on YouTube. You want to be as open to receive as possible. The palms facing upward, shoulder blades toward your hips, space between the arms and the body, and space between the feet. Feel free to come back to your intention or check in with a motivation or an aspiration. And simply un-effort or de-effort the breath. Just let things move as they do. Now deepen the breath. Allow movement to come back into the body. And find your way up to a seat for the closing of our practice. We use the chant of Om to share the merits of our practice, but not everyone feels comfortable chanting, so you could have just imagined that Om is riding out on your breath. And we also use that to connect ourselves, honoring one another, but also honoring what inspires us, our intentions. Palms come to your heart. Breathe all the air out of your lungs. Inhale deeply for Om. Thumb knuckles connect right at the center of the forehead. May you find inspiration and be of inspiration, breathing into things that others would like to manifest. We honor one another. Namaste. Thank you all so much. I can feel your energy, I swear, through YouTube. It's great to have you here. I'm Karen from Salt and Sand Studios in Vermont. WPRV, which is a local radio station, on their website does have an interview with myself and my business and life partner, Spencer, for Salt and Sand Studios. It just was live yesterday, so I hope you take time to take a listen and maybe be inspired. Have a great one. Thank you.